Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IQUA channel, the no BS voice for patriots sick of watching their homelands get gutted by globalist madness. Just days ago, on October 21st, 2025, Dublin exploded again. Riots tearing through the suburbs, cops in riot gear battered by bottles and fireworks, a police chopper lasered from the ground. Why? Because a 10-year-old Irish girl, in the care of the state no less, was allegedly raped by an African migrant, a 26-year-old illegal who'd been slated for deportation for months, but was still roaming free. This isn't random violence, it's the Irish people's roar against the government that's turned their Emerald Isle into a dumping ground for the world's problems. If you're done with the lies, smash like, subscribe, and let's rip the mask off this nightmare. Alright folks, picture this. Early Monday morning in southwest Dublin, a vulnerable 10-year-old girl, already bounced around Ireland's broken foster system, she steps out near the Citywest hotel, a luxury spot now crammed with hundreds of asylum seekers, many from high-risk African nations, and of course, she's attacked. Sexually assaulted in the shadows of this taxpayer-funded migrant fortress. The perp, a 26-year-old African national, arrived 6 years ago, bounced around welfare, on the deportation list since spring. But hey, who's enforcing borders these days anyway? Word spreads like wildfire on social media, videos of the arrest leak, Garda hauling him away from the hotel gates. By evening, hundreds, no, thousands of locals flood the streets. Not far-left agitators, not skinheads. Everyday Irish. Dads in high-vis, mums with prams, even lads on horseback charging like the old Fenians. They weren't there to loot, they were there to scream, enough. Bins blaze, a Garda van's torched into a bonfire, fireworks cackle like gunfire, and one cop seriously hurt, dozens more nursing wounds from glass bottles raining down, and yeah, a police helicopter gets lasered. That's how deep the rage runs. This echoes, in my mind, the 2023 Parnell Square stabbing, but it also hits harder. A child raped, in broad Irish daylight. The government's response? Well, crickets on the crime, full volume on thuggery against the protesters. The Prime Minister has muttered that there's no justification for attacking police, which I would agree with. I wouldn't advocate for violence, but where's the fury for that little girl? She's the real victim here, failed by the state that shipped in her attacker and left her exposed. By Tuesday, it's night 2, and it's diabolical. Thousands strong outside Citywest, hurling stones, fireworks, popping off like New Year's in hell. Riot cops in full battle rattle, pushback, pepper spray flying wild, even nailing Rebel News' Ezra Levant, who's out there reporting the truth. 23 arrests, more vehicles trashed, the air thick with chants of get them out, and Irish flags waving like battle standards. Horses charge the lines, locals on foot swarm the gates, it's raw, it's real, and it's hard to argue that it's not justified. The media spin? Well, it's pure poison, of course. The BBC calls it anti-immigrant thuggery, Al Jazeera buries the rape angle under public disorder, but actually if you scroll to X or any other part of the internet which isn't controlled, you hear Ireland's real voice. And it's crystal clear. There are posts screaming about the girl's trauma, the deportee who slipped the net, the hotels turned into no-go zones. Damages? Well, tens of thousands, but peanuts compared to the billions flushed on housing migrants while Irish families rot in tent cities. I mean, look at it this way. Knife crime is up 40% in Dublin, sexual assaults are spiking, and stats show migrants overrepresented by miles. Now the suits in Leinster House, well, we can skewer them. This government has let asylum claims explode to 25,000 this year alone, in a nation of only around 5 to 6 million people, drowning in housing shortages. Rent's up 15%, homelessness is up 20%, yet priority suits a Citywest for failed claimants like our rapist who waltzed in 6 years back and laughed off deportation. Now what's the Justice Minister doing in this? Well, still Helen McEntie's ghost, pushing hate speech bills to muzzle folks like us while borders leak like a broken pipe. Remember 2023? They blamed the far right for the school stabbing riots, ignored the Algerian perp. Same playbook, arrest the protesters, coddle the criminal. Ezra Levant, Pepper Sprayed mid-report, calls it police-provoking to smear patriots as thugs. And the EU overlords, well, they're shoving migrant quotas down our throats, funding the hotels, then lecturing on diversity. Diversity! This is invasion. Ireland's not a charity, they're a sovereign nation, and their kids come first. Polls scream it. 59% of Irish want borders slammed shut, but elites, they're in gated bubbles, sipping guineas while Dublin burns. From the right, I say this is unapologetic, unbowed, and it's the Celtic tiger turning feral. And good on it, you know. We're not xenophobes, we're realists. Secure borders, deport failures, day one, vet every soul, or watch your daughters pay the price. This isn't an isolated incident either. I mean, you can look at Southport in the UK, you can look at what's going on in Paris, the Swedish no-go zones. It's all migrant-fueled hellscapes, what the elites deny. In Ireland, 20% of those are foreign-born, but 45% of the sex crimes are committed by foreigners. That's not a coincidence. That's consequence, folks. I think Tommy Robinson nailed it about 2 years ago in his banned documentary Ireland is Full. It was suppressed then, but it's of course prophetic now. X has erupted with the truth, locals on horseback, flags flying high, demanding justice. The far left calls it a racist mob, we call it rebellion. The Garda, once the shield of Ireland, is now, well, they're now migrant minders. They've lost all credibility when they guarded the hotel instead of the girl. A broader wake-up note, Europe's dominoes are falling, folks. France, Germany, Ireland, the UK, the people are rising as governments betray. And Ireland's ancient blood won't kneel in Brussels or Beijing. It's their land, and they will fight for it. So where are we now? Well, we're days in, the smoke is cleared, but the fire's lit. 23 have been nicked, but there's zero change. There are more boats inbound, more hotels planned. Ireland, rise up. Vote out the traitors, man the barricades, put Irish lives first. Was this riot or reckoning? Sound off below in the comments, keep it fierce. Like if you're with the Patriots, subscribe for uncensored fire, share to every corner you can. This is IQUA from the heart of the fight. God bless your families, God bless the United Kingdom, and stay safe. Good night.